What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you all tonight? Welcome to another episode of Phenomenal Views. I am Nick Smith, of course, and I just got done watching, for my very first time, VHS. Now, I actually wanted to review this film over Halloween, but I just never finished the movie. I know, lazy, right? But, you know, I've always been wanting to watch it and finally finish it, and I finally finished this film. And this movie scared me. This movie is scary. I mean, like, and I like that idea, like, it's not just found footage, but it's different stories. You know, like there's a story, but there's also other ones, but it doesn't overcloud it. So, the movie is about this gang who is trying to make money, and they do stupid things, like they work for some guy who pays them for shots of people or something, and they grab this woman, and they pull up her shirt, and they make her show her boobs and stuff, and so, like, their leader's like, I know how we can get some real money. So they go to this house, and, like, we're gonna get this videotape, just this one VHS tape, and we'll know which one it is, and when we do, we'll take it, and then we'll get some real money, and we'll make copies of it. So throughout the whole movie, they're going through this house, looking through all these VHS tapes. They find the house, and they find this old guy who's just dead. And so they just don't do anything with the body. They just start watching VHS tapes. And the first one is about these group of guys, and each one is in a camera. Each movie has a camera in it, but it's differently. This time it's a camera in the glasses. So these guys go to this party, and they come across these two chicks. But the guy with the camera is all alone, except this girl at the party just looks... She has this really weird look about her, like on her face. Like, some people have described it, her having this deer in the headlight look. So throughout the whole entire scene, or during this whole entire first video, she's just looking at the cameraman going, I like you. I like you. And so it's just really weird and really creepy. So they take the two girls back to the motel, and the main leader of these three guys is with this girl, and like they're making out and getting ready to do it. And while all this is going on, the other girl in the room is just looking at the camera guy, and she just keeps going, I like you. I like you. And he's like, I like you too. Do you want to get out of here? She's like, do you understand? Do you want to get out of here? We can get out of here. Do you understand? And it's just really weird. And really, really creepy. And so, like, when his friend is making out with the girl, he's about to take off her pants, and then she passes out due to alcohol. Funny as heck. So he's like, come on, wake up. And he starts wanting to do things to her, but his friends are like, dude, you probably don't want to do that. What? Why? Come on. Dude, she's passed out. It's not happening. You don't want to do that. They're basically saying, if you did that, you probably would get arrested for rape. Or something like that. And so, he decides to go over to the weird chick. And he's filming, the guy with the glasses is filming his friend try to get some with this random chick. While she's doing that, though, she starts grabbing him. But then, like, she turns around and she notices that, like, the other guy starts to take his pants off. And she starts hissing like a cat, going, no, no. And, like, they start laughing at her, and then when he goes back in the bathroom, because, like, a lot of times in this video, he goes in the bathroom a lot, and then when he comes out, the girl, like, the guy comes in the bathroom and is like, dude, she bit me. She freaking bit me. And, like, they're like, dude, no means no. And so, like, then things start getting really weird because he gets in the girl's face, and, like, she just goes all crazy. She throws the guy on the floor, and, like, she starts clawing the dude's chest. And earlier, when they were taking her dress off, you could see her feet, and they just looked weird. So she goes on a murdering spree, and she kills both of his friends, and he's freaked out, and he's like, I gotta get the heck out of here. So he's running, and he's banging on the hotel doors. He's like, come on, let me in, come on, let me in. And all of a sudden, like, he finds this group of people. He's almost found safety, and then she just comes by and picks him up and carries him And she's like this bat creature. But before that, he falls down the stairs, and she's got, like, her face is split open. She looks like a weird bat creature or something. And she starts doing stuff to him, and he's, like, all freaking out, like, he's afraid he's gonna die, and he's, like, crying. And the girl's just like, you know, you don't like? You don't like? And then she gets in the corner and starts crying, and then that's when he runs off. And so the video ends with him falling to his death, and the glasses are somehow still on after him falling for who knows how many feet. But here's something weird, though. While each person who watches a videotape, something different happens, or one of the gang members disappears. So, one gang member disappears after this tape, and this guy's like, well, where'd he go? He pops in the next tape. And this one, I think, they never say what it is, they just say it's a trip. But it's about this couple who goes on this trip, and they're going through all these tours and everything. They're going on this, like, big trip. And so, like, they find this hotel, and when they get to the motel, this weird girl comes up to their window, or up to their door, and she asks if they could give her a ride in the morning. And so the wife's like, well, should we call the cops? And the husband's like, now, you know what, if she's there tomorrow, then we'll call the cops. Because, you know, we're in a very sketchy place, you know, with drug dealers and hitchhikers. It's just very weird, and I just don't want to get involved. So he locks the hotel room, and then all of a sudden the camera turns on. I'm bleeding. And it's the girl. It's the girl, and she's walking in the motel room with a knife. And she goes over to the husband, but doesn't do anything. She goes over to the wife and takes the covers off and takes the knife and rubs it on the girl. And I was like, oh gosh, what's she gonna do? But she doesn't do anything. So then she goes to the bathroom and she does stuff to the husband's stuff, like puts the toothbrush in the toilet, takes $100 out of his wallet, and then she leaves. Well, then the husband's brushing his teeth, which it's funny because the toothbrush was in the toilet. But then he gets mad at the wife. He's like, hey, did you take money out of my wallet? And she says, no, I swear I didn't. And he starts getting mad at her, and he's like, yeah, you had to. You're the only person here. And then he kind of makes this insult like, well, it's not the first time you've treated yourself. So, like, they go to the Grand Canyon, and they take a picture together. So then they turn out the lights, and the camera cuts back on. It's the girl again, except this time she stabs the husband in the neck, and like he's just struggling to like try to fight this person off like the best he can. Like she stabs him, and then she cuts him, and then like we get the camera fades out, and then we see this person wearing a mask. It's like one of those cheap clear masks around Halloween time that you can find at Walmart for like $2. She's washing the blood off the knife, and then it shows the girl and the wife are making out. And so that was a total surprise to me. I did not expect that. I was like, wait, wait, what? And I did not see that coming at all. But now they did do something earlier on. They went to this fortune teller. It was like one of those give me $1 fortune teller and it'll read you something. And the wife reads it and it says, someone from your past, someone that you loved from your past will come back into your life and unpredetermined events will take place. And so I guess that could have been foreshadowing. But then like it ends with the girl asking, did you erase the tape? And what's different about this time is when the tape ends, the guy is gone. The old man who was sitting in the chair is gone. And so like he goes downstairs and he's like, hey, where's this videotape? And the guy's like, trust me, I'll know when we find it. But when they're in the basement, like they all of a sudden see this shadow run by and like, dude, I think there's a guy down here. And he's like, no, dude, there's no guy down here. Just go find the others, go find the tape, and we'll get out of here. So then the next tape gets popped in. But it doesn't show who pops it in, it just starts. And this one is about 4 friends who are going up to this lake, and this girl is like acting all really weird. She like said like, wait, you told me this was... She told the other girl that it was going to be just a girl's time. But then she told the boys that they were going to come too. So they were all lured there. And so then like she talks about how there was this murder, and they're all having a good time. You know, they're smoking weed, or they're hitting on the girl who's a slut, apparently. And then, like, out of nowhere, this girl's like, you all are gonna freaking die up here. Just out of the blue, just random. And he's like, what? What? No, you gotta be kidding. But along the way, like, she asks for some weird pictures. She's like, focus in on this, or take a picture of this. And he's like, okay. And so then, like, every now and then, like, it'll cut to flashes of dead people. And so then, like, the nerd and the slut are alone together, but she's teasing him and says that she's going to show him some kind of trick. All of a sudden, this knife comes through the back of her head. And then the other guy dies, too. And the guy who jumped in the river earlier, the guy who was kind of hitting on the whore, she's like, do you want to bang? Or the girl who brought them there, she's like, do you want to have sex? And he's like, what? Wait, you were serious about those murders, weren't you? And then she starts talking about him more. And as this is going on, the guy's like, okay, you're crazy. You've got to get help. And then all of a sudden, this computer-generated monster, like, either the camera is fading out or it's some kind of paranormal thing. But he cuts his throat, and the girl is running from him, trying to get him in these traps. And she does. She gets him in two. She gets him in one where he steps in the rope, and it pulls him up. And then she gets him in one where he runs, and the spiked fence hits him. And she's like, I sacrificed my friends to get revenge for what you did to my friends a couple years ago. And he's like, I tricked you, you son of a word I'm not going to say. And then all of a sudden, she's like, why won't you die? And then it just ends with her dying. And then the old man's back in the chair. Out of nowhere, the old man is back in the chair. And this movie really plays some head games with you. It really does. Crap, what was the next one? Oh yeah. This one actually scared me the most, other than the last one. This one is about a guy who is video chatting with his girlfriend. He's Skyping her or whatever. And it's like, she's talking about how she has this lump in her arm. And she keeps messing with it, and the boyfriend's like, look, I'm gonna be home in a week. Just don't mess with it. And I guess he's a doctor, or he's taking medical classes or something. They never say, but he talks about like how she shouldn't do it because it'll just get infected. But then she's like, I think my house is haunted. And the boyfriend's like, no, your house isn't haunted. But when they're talking on the phone, all of a sudden she opens the door, and then all of a sudden this little kid just runs past, and I didn't see it coming. It freaked me out. And so, like, she's really scared, but he calms her down. He's like, look, just close your door and just get some sleep. It'll be fine. Well, then the next day, she's like messing with her arm again, and then she is talking about how she's going to ask her landlord if people have died in there. And the boyfriend's like, okay, you don't want to do that. You know, you don't want him to get mad or anything. So eventually it gets to where she was trying to get this thing out of her arm so bad, she has a giant hole in her arm. And I seen that. I was like, oh my gosh, girl, what have you done to yourself? And so like, the boyfriend's like, whoa, what have you done? What have you done? I told you not to mess with that. And like, she's getting like these forks and putting them in her arm and showing him. And he's like, look, just don't mess with it. Put alcohol on it. I'll be there in a week. I'll look at it. And so she's like, all right, look, I know my house is haunted. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell me if it's close or not, but I'm going to close my eyes because it scares me. And so he's like, okay. So when she's doing this, like, she's taking all these pictures, and you know, she's taking all these pictures, and then she's like, do you see anything? And the boyfriend's like, wait, go back. And she looks, and then she turns around, there's more people, and then they do something to her, and she passes out. And then it turns out the boyfriend has been in the room right beside her the whole entire time. And so he's talking to the people, and like, he cuts her back open with the scalpel, and he digs into her back, and you can see her ribs. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And then he pulls this little thing out, and he's like, are you sure this is human? And I'm like, yeah. Well, I don't think she can survive another one of these. okay, you know what? Well, we're just going to have to make it look like an accident. I'm going to have to break something. So then he's talking to her again, and she's all bruised and banged up, and he's like, how are you doing? You know, I'll be home in a week. Or he says that he'll be back soon, and like she's talking about like how, you know, you deserve someone who's not messed up, and the doctor diagnosed her with being schizophrenic and that kind of stuff. So then they end their video chat. But the next scene, it shows him doing the exact same thing to this other girl. This other girl's messing with her arm, and he gets her to show her boobs too. And then the video ends. Well, now it's just the main gang leader. And he's like going like, guys, where are you? And the old man comes up and kills him. And like it's like he gets shoved down the stairs, like he's backing away from the old man, and then the old man just kills him. We are shown one more tape, and this one was actually the freakiest. It's this one is about this group of guys who are going to this party. And it's like, you know, they have never seen this part, or they've never been here before. So they're following all these weird directions, and then they get to this big house, but they can't get in at first. Well, eventually they do, and they go through this big house, and each one goes into different rooms. Well, the camera guy, who's actually in a bear suit, and the camera is in the bear's head, he sees glimpses of ghosts, but he doesn't know what it is. And so then like everyone's like, dude, where's the party? Where is this party at? So like they start hearing things upstairs. And like they're looking everywhere, and they're like, dude, there's got to be an upstairs, but they can't find it. Well, they find a way from the bathroom to get to the attic. And it's these people with this girl tied up. And like they're doing all like this chanting and crap. And so then the guys are starting to do the chanting too, and then everyone turns around, they're like, what are you doing? You shouldn't be here. You should leave. Leave! And it's like, then like a bunch of creepy stuff starts happening, like arms coming out of the wall and people getting sucked up. So like they start running out and to get out of the house, but then they're like, guys, we can't leave her there. It's like with Chrissy from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, when she almost gets out of the house, she turns around and she goes back for Bailey. Well, they fight off the guys, and they eventually get out of the house. And so they're trying to drive to get out. And they're trying to get to the hospital, and all of a sudden they see that the girl is starting to bleed. You know, she starts hyperventilating, and they're all freaking out. They're like, dude, just drive, find the hospital, we gotta get out of here. And he's like, dude, I have no idea where we are. Just everyone calm down. And then all of a sudden, she screams, the camera fades out, and then the girl is gone. I'm like, what the heck? And then they see her in the middle of the road, and then they see her again, and she's screaming at the window. And all of a sudden, like, they can't get out of the car. And like, they're banging on the windows, and somehow their car got stopped. Like, the car was messing up. And so they're like, dude, what's going on? And then they're on a train track. Like, they're stuck in the car. Like, they're beating on the windows or anything, trying to get out. Movie ends with the train hitting them on, and it just shows clips from the other movies, from the other clips. But this movie surprised me. I've actually heard good things about it. And I'm honestly glad that I watched this. I will give this movie a 7 or 8 out of 10, because there are some things in each movie that they don't really explain, but the scares are good. It's really creepy. It's a unique idea. I say go on Netflix and watch it. And for any of those who may be watching this video, I want to thank you guys for watching my videos. I know you guys love what I do. I love making videos for you all. I love making my book reviews, my movie reviews, my sometimes toy reviews, my reviews on Gotham. I'm glad that you all love what I do. And, you know, you guys watching it and subscribing makes it all worth the while. But, guys, put in the comments below, what was your favorite part about VHS? What was your favorite tape? What was your favorite scene on each favorite tape? What did you think of the kills? What did you think of the scares? What did you think about this unique idea? I really want to know, because this movie scared me on a couple things. The most boring one to me was them on the camping trip. Guys, have a good night. Like I said, hit subscribe, hit the like button. Unless you're upside down, then it would be like this, not like this. But guys, have a good night, and watch VHS. Good night, guys.